now that it's after 10 or so.
Yeah.
Any questions regarding tech, or we can continue to talk about Thanksgiving? Kathy,
My question is a frustration, Lynn. I'm
no.
desperate to try and get a new computer, but Apple in Delaware is not working, and I'm not going to pay all the taxes in Pennsylvania. So, I mean, that's $90 or $100 difference.
Can you try ordering online? I don't know.
They don't. You can order online, but you can't pick up computers down there. It says not available for pickup. You can do phones. They'll arrange for you to pick up, but they're not letting anybody in the store at the moment for some reason.
Is it a Delaware law for COVID?
It's down at Christiana. I don't know. It's the only Apple store. You know, it's closer probably than any of the ones around here.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can. I don't know that you can order the new. I wanted to get the new MacBook Air with the new Apple
Chip.
Yeah, chip. And I don't know that you can order them and have them delivered to Best Buy.
Yeah, I feel like you have to call Best Buy and ask them.
I know.
I don't know that off the top of my head either.
No, anyway, it's just frustrating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But look at you being all techie and getting the newest thing, you know?
Well, if you're going to get a new computer, you might as well get the newest thing.
Yeah, because it won't be new very long.
We keep them a long time.
Yeah. For those of you who aren't in the loop, Apple has started its own kind of hardware inside the computer. They were using Intel stuff.
They were?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they had their own hardware and operating system.
Nope. This is their first one with their chip. They announced it. They unveiled it yesterday. So Connie's like one of the first people to pre-order it. So that's part of.
You might want to skip it and go with the next. Wait a couple of months.
Well, it's going to be a couple of months before I can get one anyway. But so.
Yeah, that's the
anything
flaw.
like a new car. You might want to let the air the bugs out of it.
So what is it called, the new one?
I'll have to pull it up. I
think it's a 1M or
M1 or something.
Okay.
M1 or, yeah.
But they did a whole launch. You could watch the whole thing if you really wanted to.
Didn't do that. I didn't do that. But I knew it was coming.
Yes. But I do wonder if there's going to be any issues with it, because you know how like the smartphones had the M1 chip. I can forward you guys the information, but I do wonder if there's going to be some bugs in the first one that they'll have to work out.
Yeah.
But Apple usually is really good about waiting until they know that it's actually decent before they roll it out, where sometimes PCs tend to go, oh, we have this new tech, let's get it out there, and then they regret it afterwards.
Well, yeah, but they've had it in the iPad before,
and it's the
already.
iPhone. Yeah.
And the iPhone. So the beauty of this is that it will be much more compatible with iPads and iPhones.
Mm-hmm. And you can use the
apps back and forth. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it will be nice. When you get it, you can show us how it works and how awesome it is.
Hopefully by the time I get it, we won't be having tech time anymore. Are you playing this
special?
We'll do a special Connie tech time.
Yeah.
Right. 1 hour of sharing your screen.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah.
Well, best of luck to you. I hope that.
It's going to be, it'll probably be, even if I had ordered one yesterday, it wouldn't be here till December. So, I can wait. I'm a little nervous because some of you may or may not know, Lynn knows, but I'm going on session and I need something more than an ancient computer or my little ancient iPad to deal with.
Mhm.
So the
So-
church is buying it for you, right?
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
No, but I have till the end of January, so. it's-
And my guess is
Yeah.
there'll be Black Friday deals, you know, in in the next couple weeks.
What I did find out yesterday is that they give 10% off to veterans.
Hmm.
So I went on, they have this thing called ID.me. And they go and check through USAA and to identify that anybody in your household was a veteran. So,
Oh, wow, cool.
yeah.
That's good.
I have a
What
question.
was that site that you went into then?
Well, I just went on to apple.com yesterday and there was a thing about discounts for veterans and you click on that and they send you to ID.me
Uh-huh.
and you use a, and I signed in with my email and a password, but when I went on, I put in Bill's name, his birth date, the last 4 digits of his social, the branch of his army and his rank. And it was pretty funny because he was a doc in the army. So he went in as a captain and 2 days before he got out, he was promoted to major. So I tried putting in major. They didn't recognize that. He says, okay, I'll sign up as a captain. It's okay. But yeah, but they do it through, I think through USAA. I'm not sure. So
Yeah. Really cool.
anyway,
Yeah. Other questions, concerns?
I have one. In Google Chrome, as you all know, when you put in a username and password the first time, they say, do you want to remember it?
I never do.
And I always click on never.
Mhm.
When I clicked on never of one of them that I really wish they would now remember, is there any recourse or am I done?
Yeah, you should be able to. Granted, I've never done nevers, but let's see if we can figure it out together. So when you open your Chrome,
Right.
over here
Yep.
under settings,
Yep.
you should see passwords. So autofill.
There you go.
So
autofill. Okay.
autofill
Okay.
passwords. And you can
Very
see
good.
here are all the passwords that they have saved for me.
Right.
So you could go in and add one, you know.
So how would I do that though? There's an add, wait,
Oh.
where's that?
You can
Add the
go-
password. I mean, I have to add the site somehow, right?
Yeah, export passwords. How do you add a password?
At the bottom, it says never saved. So,
Yeah,
They might
it's not a
have the-
link though. It's not a link.
oh,
Well, there's a way to remove it.
There was a copy password, but I still would have to.
Yeah,
in the
it wouldn't
site.
be in there. Check passwords? Oh, maybe this is checking to see if any of them are compromised. Yep, 6 compromised passwords. That's good to know.
Oh,
that's
cool.
why I never do it.
Well, this is a nice way for it to go, oh, hey, this website's been breached. You know, we
Yeah.
talked about
We had
that.
that other.
So if you have a password manager, it will do it. But clearly here, and these are the ones that it tells me need immediate attention.
Hmm.
Granted, none of them are mine. They're all my friends' passwords or my mom's. But
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So, Lynn, go through that. It's in Chrome, and how do you get to settings in Chrome?
so do you see my mouse here? There's 3 little dots up here,
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. 3 little dots.
here,
Yeah.
and then go down to settings.
Okay.
And then over on this left, there's autofill.
Okay.
And then you can see that there is passwords.
Okay.
See, these are the ones that it autofill. So you can search And here it said check passwords that were compromised. And if you
Okay.
click on that, it will tell you which ones are compromised. But I also wonder if site settings. I'll have to look and see, because I'm sure there's a way to fix it.
Well, and one thing you helped me with when I tried it, when I went to the three dots for settings, I was in the website that I wanted to do it for, and I think you probably have to do it out of the website, like you just did.
Yeah, but you might be able to,
Nancy, I have a question. Are you having this problem because you just can't remember the particular password?
No, I'm just getting tired of putting it in every time, and it's not,
Well,
it's
why
something,
don't,
it's something that's
okay,
only.
well, why
gonna
don't you
be-
just
well,
change your password and then it'll ask you if you want to save it.
Will it?
I'm
It
pretty
it
sure it will.
might not, because you said that you didn't want it to.
I did say never, I'm sure. Sometimes I don't say never, I just click out of it, but this time I finally got in the habit of saying never, and it's something.
I
that I'm
always
only
say
gonna-
never.
Yeah,
I'm very
I do
low
too.
tech when it comes to passwords.
Well, this is only something that I'm gonna be using for, like 3 weeks or something, and then I don't care, and it doesn't, it has a unique password that's nothing else, and so, I don't, it's okay for it to be in there, but it was a
Yeah.
dumb password to set up, because it's hard to retype every time.
I get that. Well, I'll do some Googling and see if I can find,
Okay.
I'm sure there's a way.
All right, well, thank you,
Yeah, so we'll figure it out for you.
appreciate that, thanks.
Because, yeah, that's always good information to know. Dan, do you have a question?
Of course. Hi, how are you?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you, all of you. What you just had there, was that a list of, if I did that, would that be a list of my passwords?
It should, yes. If you
All my,
have them-
If you saved them.
If you auto save them in your browser, I auto save them in my browser. Unlike Connie, Connie is smarter than I am. She is more secure than I am when it comes to that.
okay, password security. I
Mhm.
think, I know the answer you're gonna give me, but should they never be written on a Word document?
It's up to you and your preferences. If you know that nobody's ever going to see this Word document and you have it.
How about the bad people, the hackers or whatever, the people that,
Mhm.
would they recognize it? Or would they recognize if it was a document, it's not marked passwords?
If you have it saved as something other than passwords, like Dan's, favorite food or something, my guess is they're not going to click on it. It's going to take them longer to find it. So it doesn't, you could have it.
Well, someone told Patty, and she's got it written down, that you should never have them.
I would recommend not doing that just because I'm a paranoid person, but it's up, like, there are so many levels of being paranoid, that, it doesn't hurt. What I would suggest, if you have that, to include a password on your Word document. You can add a password. So every time you open that document, they need to put a password in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I got rid of the document. It's not because I'm paranoid, it's because I'm a smart husband. So I got rid of the document. So, okay. Because I couldn't see how they could get onto my computer and get it there, but.
Do you remember we talked about malware, which is this
Mhm.
bad guys when you accidentally click a link or open an email or download something? Sometimes bad software gets put on your computer, and you have antivirus software to protect against that, but sometimes it gets through anyway. Sometimes when you get that, they then have access to see your computer, and they could, you know, if there's a Word document on your desktop that says passwords, they just double click that, open it, and there's all your passwords. So that's the kind of thing that could happen, and that's how they could get in to see it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So you can go to extra levels, like not having it on your desktop and putting it buried under folders and having it saved as something else, you know, and instead of using the word password, you use a word like pet or
Trash.
and then instead of usernames, you use you know, I don't know, some other word.
Recipes.
Yeah, whatever secret code you want to use instead, but that you and Patty and your family know, so you can get that. And then by adding a password on top of that, so like a master password, that when you open that document, it will request password access, and then you type in that one password and then you can get in and see it. It's a lot safer.
Okay.
So I'd say if you do that, make it encrypted in a way that only you and your family know and understand it,
Okay.
if that is helpful or
Yes.
not. I don't know. There's a lot.
I have one other thing I wanted just to mention. I was thinking this morning, when I was working, I used to do models on, I would connect, I always like connecting variables. Like I connected furniture bills and housing starts to foam production and to chemical production, things like this. I was thinking about what's happening with the pandemic and all this, and I was thinking about you and the things that you do. I had a question. Do you think that with people being in like they are now more and so on, do you find your services are more requested and more asked for now than they were during regular times?
You mean help with computers or?
Yeah, or just your knowledge base and your help and that sort of thing. I mean, are people spending more time on the computer? Do they have more questions? I do, but I've always got questions. But I mean, do you find that that's the case at all?
Early on the pandemic, when people had no idea what Zoom was, I spent, you know, 80% of my time helping people figure out how to get on Zoom and use it.
Mhm.
But that's calmed down quite a bit. I would say that it's less. What I find, a lot of churches that weren't live streaming before COVID, I've spent a lot of time helping people from smaller congregations navigate, you know, they'll call me and go, I hear that you guys have been streaming. Can you help me? Who should I, you know, hire to get the cameras? What prices should I look at? Those kind of things. So I've gotten a couple of requests, but not nearly, you know, it's not my entire day or life. But my job has really changed a lot with COVID, and I'm not doing printed brochures anymore. Things like that. It's
Not
all
doing
digital.
printed. Mm.
I think the stewardship brochure was like the first time that I, you know, opened InDesign for like a couple of months. I went, wow,
That was brilliant, Lynn.
thank you.
Yeah. We finally found ourselves. We were separate pictures and I kept looking for couples.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I guess my last comment is you could take advantage of what you know by doing other things too.
Mhm.
So I'd recommend that.
Mhm.
Same way that things that you do for us, you could do for other people.
Mhm.
And get paid.
That was my point.
I know.
I don't think I have enough hours in the day to do that, Dan. I
I
think.
was gonna say.
People can't afford her.
Let me know. I'll call you less and then you can do with other people more. So, yeah.
I'm
Now
always
you can
happy
sell
to
your
help.
services.
Yeah.
Increase your pledge to church and you can have 2 hours with Lynn.
I don't pay,
Bill likes that.
I don't pay that well, so, yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy to do it though.
I have a little question. I've been enjoying when you told us about, what do you call it, your favorite little email that you get from Morning Brew.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been looking at that, and there was, it was today, that if you went down to the bottom, there was a little program about herd immunity.
Mhm.
Did you do that yet?
I have it on my list of things to do. I just didn't have time
Yeah.
to do it this morning.
I was
How
just
it?
starting to do it because you can slide on a little bar and see what happens if this many people have the vaccine, you know, then how many more are safe. I didn't quite get as far. Maybe we could do it if you can bring that up.
Yeah.
And we could all understand it, because I think it's useful for us all to understand.
Rachel Maddow did a projection on just that about a month ago when it first started getting talked about. And her estimate, or her expert's estimate, was 4 million dead by February.
Whoa.
In the world,
No, in the
in the
US.
country? Okay.
No.
That's if you did nothing.
Yeah.
That's if you tried to get sick.
But this is about if you get the vaccination.
So
See, there's a start, so you can slide that and then hit start, but I don't know what this reproduction number is about or anything.
I don't know what reproduction is. Does that mean that they get it again, or
I don't know.
have kids?
No, a reproduction number is called the RN number, and that is the number of people that one person will infect. So an R0.1 would be that one person would infect one. R0.2, that one person would infect 2 people. And originally, coronavirus was expected to be like an R0.4 or 5, although it's much lower now. R0 is, you can Google R0 number.
Yeah.
Is that related to mask wearing and such?
I guess it would be, because the more people wear masks, the fewer people actually get infected. So if people are wearing masks, that one person only affects like 0.5 people or 0.3 people. They want to keep the R0 number under 1.
And what is it now?
I don't know for sure.
Well, and it might change based on where you are.
Live.
too. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't quite understand this chart thing, but it looks fun.
Well, you can stop it and reset. If you take the slide on vaccination rate, like just put it up to 80%, it'll give you an answer quicker. But you have to reset it, yeah.
So
Okay.
this would be useful. It's one issue to get the vaccine. It's another issue to have enough people take it
Mm-hmm.
that it does what it's supposed to do. So this would be an indicator of that variable then, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
It's also based on how many vaccines they can make and distribute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
How many syringes they have to give them?
Yes.
where they're sending
See
them.
now, yeah, now
And
it's,
can they keep it cold?
The syringe.
Oops. That's interesting. Yeah. I can send
Yeah.
that to you guys if you're curious.
good, yeah.
I'm curious about Morning Brew. Never
Oh,
heard
I'll
of it.
have to send it to you. I
Okay,
love
thank you.
Morning Brew. Plus, they get reward. They give you rewards and things if you share it with people.
I see.
Did
You know what?
Reward?
What?
Did you get my reward?
I know I got a couple people signed up. I didn't know who they were, but I did get stickers. They mailed me stickers. Not that I really want stickers.
What do you do with the
All
stickers?
You big
Lynn,
kid.
Stickers.
what is Morning Brew?
It's a daily email that is kind of like business news. It gives you like the stock markets and just kind of little summary. What I like about it is it's really short, so you're not getting opinions. You're just kind of getting the highlights of what's happening. But it is a millennial-based company, so you can tell that their jokes and things are based for younger folks. So if you are
We won't
curious
understand
what,
them, right?
yeah, if you're curious what, millennials and younger folks are saying and thinking.
Yeah,
So you'll put that in your
I can
summary?
send you guys a link to that as well.
yeah.
Good, good.
But
I'm
I
not a
will tell
young,
you there's a couple ads in it from time to time because they get the way they pay their staff is through a couple ads in their email. So just kind of skip over those.
once you click on, then is it available to you every day when you get on or something like that?
It's an email. So when you subscribe, it will send you an email. Like if you subscribe to like Target or Walmart where they send you coupons,
Mhm.
same kind of thing.
Boy,
Maybe you don't get subscriptions.
what I really need is one more email.
Don't we all, Dan?
I mean, what you're talking about, you say it's quite short?
It probably takes what, Betty Ann, what would you say, 5 minutes or so to read through?
It depends on what you want to read, and not everything, like you said, a lot of it is for younger people or very techie stuff, but you can scan down. I found a couple things each day. There was a crossword puzzle, I think, on the first one that was kind of different to do.
Diane, are you saying that I'm excessively mature?
Yeah.
I'm not one of those young people?
But it also, do you want
Right
to
up the
click on the links and read the articles they recommend? A lot of times they go, if you want to learn more about,
I
X,
like
Y, and
short
Z,
articles, yeah.
you can click on it, read it, and you can get sidetracked really easily. So they,
Yeah.
and I've sent you guys some of the links they've sent before about tech stuff. So you've been getting stuff from them, whether you noticed it
Or not.
not.
Yeah.
But
I'm saving it to go through all that, but yeah.
And at the same time, and I think we've talked about this before, if you're getting too many emails from like one company, if you scan to the bottom, you can change the frequency
mhm.
of times that you get it. Like I don't need 3 Staples emails a day, so I can cut. I love their coupons, but yeah, and Target and others like that. I'm not sure if that can be reduced, but there are others you could put to once a month or once a week on a Friday or something like that. So you have a little more control.
Mhm.
I used to get all these coupons and I still do, except I don't go anywhere. So what's a
Yeah.
coupon worth to me really?
There's usually what you look for in that case, there's usually an unsubscribe button. So that's what you would click and it
Yeah.
follows instructions, and they, depending on the brand, will have different options for you. If you click on Westminster's email and hit unsubscribe, it's going to take you away from any Westminster emails. So we don't give you that option. So if you unsubscribe from us, you'll have to email me and I'll have to get you back on.
Oh,
But
that's not a problem.
Lynn,
Yeah.
I get emails that they're phishing emails.
Mhm.
I've been getting more of those.
Mhm.
And they say they're from, they might say they're from some large like Target, but they're not. You can tell it's not from Target.
Mhm.
And I don't go to the unsubscribed. I don't want to click anything within that.
Mhm.
Junk.
So I just hit junk
Mhm.
for it to go to junk. And I don't know, I keep getting them
Mhm.
from, different sources, and
Mhm.
they keep, they want me to click something in there.
Mhm.
So how do I get those just to go straight to junk instead of,
You use Mac Mail, don't you?
I have no idea.
I think when we looked at your
Here we go again.
before, we've done Mac. I think from what I remember of your computer,
Training.
I don't use Mac Mail, so I don't have it set up. So let me see if I can show you. Oh, actually I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
So let's
What
see.
happened?
Let's screen share this.
Hit control while you're right clicking on the email. You get an option that's a mark as junk, and it'll automatically go into your junk file. Right click on that.
Mm-hmm. So do you see here, guys? I got an Olive Garden. There's an unsubscribe button. So that's what you'd look for. So you said right click, move to junk.
Or you can mark it as junk. Mine you can. Are you in Mac Mail?
Yeah.
I have mine says you can mark it as junk. And then anytime you get an email from that company, it'll automatically go to junk. And then you just delete your junk folder.
Oh, and here you go.
That's what I thought mine would do, that it would, if I hit junk,
Mm-hmm.
that the next time it would automatically go to junk.
No.
Do you see this? When I clicked on the word Olive Garden, this Olive Garden, if you, it's where you can see this, who's sending it. So if it's something other than, like if it's, you can see it's e.olivegarden.com, which makes me think that it's not really Olive Garden, because you would think it'd just be olivegarden.com. But there was, wait, where'd it go? There was a,
Click on the
there was a block company.
Click on the down caret.
Block contact. Do you see that? So then you could block that contact from your email.
Okay, all right.
So check that out when you're there. And if you still if you don't see that, let us know and we can screen share. And
you really shouldn't open them if you have the sense they're not real.
mm-hmm.
Just
you can tell from the subject line.
Yeah, I can tell because it has all these symbols, question mark, just a long range of simple.
You shouldn't even open them.
No, I just hit junk, but I'll try that.
And Lynn, speaking of how to block stuff, is there any way on Facebook that you can stop ads from hitting you? Yeah, because I mean, I've gotten tons of all sorts of learn guitar, tons of, publish your short story. I've got tons of it, how to make $1 million in 5 months. And after a while, I just want to say, okay, I've seen this. I don't want to see it anymore.
Wait, what are you guys saying? I hear you. There's unfortunately ads, you don't have a lot of control.
Yeah.
Scroll down. We did talk last week, it says sponsored here. And if you click the 3 dots, it says hide ad. So you could hide that so that you would no longer see that ad in the future. If you can tell it's a phishing ad or like false information, you could report ad and it will ask you why you're reporting it. And you can also see, why are you seeing this? And they target different groups and demographics. So you could see, hey, this is targeting you because you're in Westchester, or because you're female or male. So, or it's because they saw you just bought a shoe on Amazon or whatever. So that can be interesting if you're ever curious about that.
Does that give you an option to say, I don't want to see it anymore?
Other than hide? I don't know.
Quit.
Hide this hide all ads from this advertiser. Yep.
Yeah.
Right there.
I've been doing it. Once I
how'd you get
figured that
there?
out and I've been doing it. It helps.
So the three
Three
dots.
dots.
And then why are you seeing this ad?
Okay. And then
hide.
Okay, great.
Yep.
I don't use Facebook, but I figured there had to be a way.
Yes, yes. And if you guys have you all heard about the Trump emails going out requesting donations?
To his personal bank account.
Yes, they're paying, or you're not paying for, what's it called? To help with the lawsuits that it says in the email, it's actually paying down his debt for the campaign. So that's going on. So if you get emails from Trump, just ignore them.
Thanks for the hot tip.
Well, you could pay down his debt if you feel like
So
want to
obliged.
help him with that, but
back to
don't go into
reality.
that.
What's that social media show that was on the you know what I mean? That on social media, that thing that everybody's been watching, it was don't you know what I'm talking about?
Social media show?
Oh, it was something that was on a documentary or whatever on social.
Is
You know
this,
what I
the,
remember.
is this the TV show that Betty Ann recommended the other day?
Yeah, something a month ago, or what was
Yeah.
that? Do you remember? What was
Next,
it?
yeah, and I think that's been canceled. We watched it last night because we had recorded it recently, but it was getting very dark and I just couldn't, I couldn't watch
It was
anymore.
social something in the title.
Okay, but
Oh, The Social Dilemma he's talking about.
okay,
Oh,
yeah,
that's a documentary on Netflix.
okay, but I could still get that. Then.
Yes, if you have Netflix, you can see it. It's a great documentary kind of talking about the strategy behind Facebook's advertising and their business model.
You know, this whole social media thing, Patty and I were talking about. I mean, it's allowed us to keep in touch with things we wouldn't have been. There's some positives to it. I'm not on Facebook either. They said I would talk too much and I'd say things I wasn't supposed to, so I'm not on Facebook. But but particularly over this last period, I find that it's making me know things about people I'd rather not know. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's been, so one of the things people do is block people.
Mhm.
If you block someone and they try to send you an email or they try to send you something, do they know that you blocked them? It's not for me a problem, but I mean, do they know?
If you unfriend them, they will know, but I don't think if you hide their posts that it will notify them.
If you unfriend them, they will know, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's a way to make friends, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah, but Facebook is good in theory, as like everything on the internet, you know, the idea of it is wonderful, but humans get in there and make it messy. So,
With all this stuff going on lately, and I don't get into it, but we've had friends go and it's one answers another who answers another one. And I mean, this just gets ridiculous. My brain just gets tired watching it. So, but if you block them, you say they'll know that what's just been unfriending and block.
So, let me pull up Facebook again. So say, my aunt and uncle will sometimes post funky things, but they're my aunt and uncle. I can't unfriend them, you know? So this is my uncle, but you can see we're friends. And then I could unfollow, which would mean that I'm no longer following his news feed. So, or you can unfriend. If I unfriend it, if he goes, I want to see Lynn's posts or things, it will no longer notify that person. So I've had friends from high school or college or things that for various reasons have unfriended me because we haven't stayed in contact. And sometimes I'll be like, I wonder what that person's up to. And I then go to their account and it says you're unfriended, so you can't see their information. So I don't want my uncle to have that issue with me. So I wouldn't unfriend him, but I might unfollow so I don't see all his comments. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can also, you know, turn off notifications for a post and things like that. So there's that option as well. But if you are on Facebook, I recommend not just aimlessly scrolling for hours and hours, because that's not helpful.
I don't get on it.
So
Waste of time too.
it's
Just
good little
curiosity.
doses.
Curiosity.
Especially for, you know, seeing families and friends' photos of things that you wouldn't see otherwise because they're not sending it to you anymore.
Although
Curiosity.
I get
There-
tired of seeing food. People, see what
I
I had
know.
for dinner last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many of us, there's a dozen of us, raise your hand if you're on Facebook pretty much every day.
Well, I'm on it for work, but not personal.
I'm on it, but I never post anything. I'm just on it to see my friends and family. And it was embarrassing yesterday because I got a friend request from a former boss who I consider a friend, but of course we've lost touch. It was years ago. And I really hesitated because I don't know if she's going to be one of these, you know, posters who post every little thing about their day. But I thought, well, she's there and I'd like to see what she's doing. So I accepted. And now I'm seeing her posts. So it's not overwhelming and that's all right. But I pretty much know what people are going to talk about so I can scan down quickly if I'm not that interested. It doesn't take that long.
Mhm.
And there's a new social media that is called Parlay or Parler.
Parlay, yes.
How is that?
I first heard about it yesterday, so this is new to me, but I have not joined it. I don't know. All I know is it's a very conservative social media. So for people that think Facebook is not
Discriminating.
not letting them post information that they want shared, they can do that social network instead. So I'd be curious to go on it and see what exactly it is, but I really don't know anything other than that.
So that's another social network that people would be on in addition to Facebook?
Yeah.
There are a lot of social networks. TikTok's another one that's big right now for the younger generations, younger than me.
All the phrase that comes to mind is get real, get a life, you know,
Yeah.
with all these things, man, they take up all your time.
Instagram's another one. YouTube is technically a social network, even though it's all videos. Twitter.
Oh, not Twitter.
So my granddaughter's on TikTok. That's big with her generation. She's 16.
Yeah, there was an article this morning that there are about 3 of them that these conservative people are going to, and they've been around for quite a while. They just said they had a hard time getting much of a following, but they now have 9,000 or 9 million or 90 million people. There's a big thing off Facebook and Twitter to them. It's okay with me because they can say what they want on that.
Yeah, what's
I don't have to
interesting, if you should join.
Unfortunately, it just
Sorry.
shows how divided, there's more division in
Right.
the country.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want to play with you anymore.
I do like being parts of lots of different groups and dynamics because I want to hear what everyone's saying, at least in some regards. So I'm always curious. I want people to disagree with me because I want to hear what they think.
Call me, I'll do it.
Yeah, to pick up on what you just said, Lynn, of poking, or joining different networks or groups. I am on Facebook, and I know it's for, it was intended for sharing family pictures and that kind of thing. My reason for joining was really to learn more about people, and some things I didn't want to know, and some things I was very happy to find out about, between lifestyle, religion, politics, you name it. And I try very hard to leave everything that comes into my news feed on my news feed. And I have to say, every once in a while, I do hide it. But to me, Facebook has a different meaning for me, a different use, you know. And it can be really upsetting or very gratifying, but totally time on it. I personally limit. But then talk about needing a life. I will research different comments or people or quotes and who made the quote and what their background is and everything else. And then I might post opinions on it. So I'm not always on Facebook. I feel like, well, I'm learning something I wouldn't normally have looked into. So that's my excuse for staying on Facebook, I guess.
Well, I think
That's good to then follow up and go, where was this created? Who's, you know,
Right.
It's always good.
Some of it's
If you just
scary.
read the headline, it's not necessarily what the article's saying.
Right. And then if I want to say something that's from an article, it's like I have to research the author and the publisher, and it gets very interesting. And there's been a few that were so dark that came to me. I'm like, who in the world would post this? And then I found out, and it was, wow.
That was crazy.
Yeah, but it helps me understand whatever.
6 Americans and 8 peacekeepers killed in Afghanistan. Helicopter.
Other thoughts, questions, things? I know we're starting to run out of time for those that need to leave at 11, so.
Well, thank you for what you posted in the email. All I missed last week, so that was great.
Good.
So Lynn, I did have a question. Not last week, but the week before, I'd asked whether it's possible to get a link, a secure link to the Wednesday night band practices.
Oh, right. I meant to talk to John about that, and did I remember?
Okay, thanks.
I am meeting with John as soon as we're done here, so
Good.
I'll talk to him then. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, sorry about that. I completely forgot.
You're allowed to forget things.
Did you make him send you an email? Isn't that your to-do list, your email?
Oh, yes.
Or Terrence, did you send an email?
Did I send an email?
Yeah.
Why don't you send me one and I'll block you?
Just for practice or what?
Just for
All right,
practice.
but I gotta start somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
See, I'm working on a new, more aggressive image. Why are you laughing?
I like this, Dan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know, my email address is GeneralDan2. And this is a true story. I went in to buy a used car, and the guy was across the desk, and he asked me for my email address, and I told him. He laughed at me. But he said, man, if you're trying to negotiate a used car, don't give GeneralDan2 as your email address. So that probably, it's time for me to leave now, probably. But thank you, Glenn. Good job.
Well, Lynn, I'm going to miss next week because Bill has a 10 o'clock Zoom meeting with a professor from Amherst College talking about transitions.
Ooh.
Oh, I know. He says you have to watch, Connie.
Connie, you said you read an article about Parlay and the different.
Yeah,
sites
it was in the
network?
New York Times. I'll forward it to you.
Thank
It was
you.
either in the Post or the Times, but I'll forward it to you.
Thank you. It'd be good to
Well-
read.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you'll be missed. And I know Thanksgiving's on a Thursday coming up too, so. I guess
Well,
that's.
we'll be here.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Yeah, what are you doing that day?
Well,
Do I
take
get a
care,
day off?
everybody. Take care. This is a good group.
Yes.
It is. Good.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, it is. Thanks for everything, Lynn.
Are we all on
Thank
Realm
you.
as part of the Tech Time group?
There is a Realm group, yeah.
No, a Realm Tech Time group.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yeah, 92 people, but we don't have
Wow.
92
Right.
people.
Gee, don't tell them about this one.
They're part of that email, so they get all my emails.
You should
Really?
start charging them for the service.
All of them have attended at least one of these, so.
We're kind of the graduate program here.
Yeah,
Right?
you guys are the core ones that have stuck it out through
We're,
all these months.
we're legends in our own mind. So
Yeah, right.
Or we're the
We're
ones
all
that have to keep
techies.
asking the same questions, so.
Well. Oh,
Good
dear.
fun.
Hardcore
Great.
techies, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Lynn.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
Lynn.
everybody.
you.
Bye-bye.
Good to see you
Bye
all.
bye.